Hi, welcome back to Feel Good Club with me, Anik. We're gonna do a nice flow on the beach today. It is early morning, so we're gonna do something to release some stiffness, just to get the body going, especially if you're kind of tight in certain areas. And we're gonna find a flow. So we're gonna start slow, but we're eventually gonna get up and start a nice little flow. And you don't need very much, just a yoga mat, but if you want to use some props, whether that's straps, blocks, bolsters, anything at all, feel free to do so. It's relatively simple, you don't need anything, but if you want to, feel free to use them. I'll get started on my knees in child's pose today, just like this. We're going to bring the knees to touch first. That way we can walk the hands forward, drop the forehead down towards the mat, ground ourselves into the sand or into the room, wherever you're at. And the point of having the knees together is to relax the coccyx, the lower spine. It might be really stiff at first, it might be uncomfortable, but it's normal. But no matter what, gently starting to close down the eyes. Finding some softness in the jaw, the eyebrows, the chest, the belly, the hips. Maybe you feel the hips dropping down towards the heels more and more. And you might feel like you have a little bit more room this time to walk the hands forward, maybe the forehead an inch higher as well, just to extend a bit more. We'll start to introduce the breath ever so slightly, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep going. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. And this time, inhale through the nose. Seal the lips. Exhale through the nose, through the nostrils. Keep going. We'll stay with just the nose for now, starting to introduce Ujjayi breath or ocean breath, hence being at the beach. The whole point is that we're feeling a little restriction at the back of the throat. You're allowing for a deep inhale, but on the exhale, you're really allowing somewhat of a push on the exhale. Allow the exhale to always be longer than the inhale. We'll stay here for another 3 breaths. Stay with me. One more. And this next one is going to be different. Inhale through the nose. Second inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Just like that for 2 more breaths. Deep inhale through the nose. Another one. Exhale through the mouth. Last one. Inhale. Again. Release. Come back to your natural breath. And then returning to Ujjayi. Whenever you can. Restricting through the back of the mouth. At this point, your hips and your knees might be a little tight or sore from being on the knees for so long. We'll just take a moment to walk the hands towards the knees. And then walk your knees out to each side. And extend the arms forward once again. Child's pose, but this time we're helping to open up the hips a bit more instead. Stay here, extending, elongating the spine. Allow for the breath, especially on the exhale. That's the opportunity to lower the hips even more if that's accessible. Alright, we won't stay here too long. We're going to inhale, lift the head up. And walk one hand over the other to the right for a little side bend. We'll inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, lower the head. Stay here for 3 breaths. You're going to feel a little pull on the lower back, or maybe on the left side of the body. That's our goal. 2 more breaths. Last one. And inhale, lift the head up. Walk hand over hand to the left this time. Same thing as side bend. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, inhale, lift the head. Walk the hands back to center. And we'll go for thread the needle. Inhale, right hand to the sky. Exhale, threading the arm to the left, onto the left arm. That means you get to lower onto the right ear. Feel free to stay here if you'd like, if this is already a lot. Otherwise, you can wrap the left arm behind your back and stay here. Holding for another 2 breaths. We're always going to do around 3 to 5 breaths each. And when you're ready, we'll exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right hand to the sky. Exhale, back down. Again, inhale, left hand. Exhale, thread to the right. Lower the arm back behind you. Staying for 3 full breaths. Right. Inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale, back down. And from here, we'll walk up onto the hands, onto the knees. And that way we can drop the hips side to side. Go for a little stretch of the side body again. Just allowing the body weight to do all the work. And then just to find some more release in the lower spine and the hips, we're going to start to create some circles. So you can start circling over to the left. You can drop your hips, open up the chest, and then same thing to the right. All the way back into child's pose. And starting to create that circle, stopping anywhere you'd like to, where your body is like, ooh, that feels really good. Listen to that. And eventually, when you want, you can always switch directions. Notice the difference. Beautiful. We're going to take about 2 more circles. We're just keeping it sweet and short today. And then coming back to child's pose, we'll start doing the same thing, but for the spine instead. So starting to roll round the spine as much as you can. And then drop the hip down first. Push the mat away, let the head fall back. Again, rounding your spine, pushing with the palms, and all the way back, child's pose. We're going to start to create more and more momentum. So again, rounding the spine, pubic bone drops, belly and chest exposed. Right back down, child's pose. You can start to move with more fluidity once you feel like it's the right time for it. The goal is to find fluidity without moving, without stopping, without pausing necessarily, and that way you can release more and more in the body. We'll take 2 more rounds. And last one. Beautiful. Stay here in seal. I'm going to scoot a little higher up on the mat. So we're here, dropping the hips, pubic bone basically touches the mat. Push the shoulders away from the ears, let the head fall back. And when you feel ready, go ahead and lift up for full up dog. You can press into the fingertips to help you lift those knees and hips off the mat, head falls back. And gently curling the toes under, lifting the hips, down dog. Start to pedal out your feet. I know we didn't do a lot of cat-cow today, but that's okay. We're going to focus on other things instead. So we're just paddling the feet out, bending one knee at a time. And we're going to drop back down onto the knees. Beautiful. From here, stepping the right foot forward, we're going to go for a deep hamstring stretch. Try to align your right foot with your hands. And if this is already a lot, you can stop there. But the goal of this is that we're going to turn the left foot inwards. So your foot is basically on the right side of the mat. Oh, had something on my foot. Is on the right side of the mat, and so that way you're really focused on pushing into the sole of the right foot. That is where your strength lies. You can stop here if this is already a sweet spot for you, or you can go ahead and extend the arms forward. You're going to feel a deep stretch in the lower back. Feel free to drop your head and stay here. Deep breaths. Keep pressing the floor away. Last breath. Exhale, walk the hands back in line with the foot under your shoulder. And the left foot extends back. So we're in this like supported lizard lunge. We're gonna stay here. Go for a twisted dragonfly. Reach the right hand all the way up. And if it feels right, go ahead, curl the left toes under, lift the left knee all the way up for a deep stretch. Feel free to rock back and forth, getting deep into the hammies, the thighs, the hips. And on the exhale, rolling onto the outer edge of both feet. Gaze back, drop your hips. Again, inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, outer edges. Keep going, one more. Dragonfly twist. Exhale, outer edges. Inhale, dragonfly twist. From here, all we do is drop the left knee. We're going to cartwheel the arms up and over. So left arm is overhead. Going for a deep twist, supported reverse revolved warrior. If it feels right, you can always walk your hands back as much as possible. Push into the front heel. And we'll stop there for now. You can plant your hands on each side of the front foot. We're going to move the foot to the center of the mat. That way we can square the hips. Deep breath in, straight spine. Exhale, walk the hands back. We're going to go into our half splits. Flex your front foot. You're going to peel those toes towards you. Stay here. Feel free to rock your hips side to side, getting deeper and deeper into the hips. And re-bend the front knee, squaring the hands on each side of the front foot, and moving into chaturanga. So this is high plank to low plank. You can either drop the knees onto the mat like this as you lower the chest, or stay lifted from high plank, low plank, elbows graze your sides. Inhale, up dog. We've done this before. Lift the chest, head falls back. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. We're going to go for the other side. Drop down onto the knees once again. That way we have the opportunity to step the foot forward. Again, we're starting off here, allowing for the hips to drop. Starting to move into our flexibility on the left side. And when you're ready, go ahead, turn the right toes to the left side of the mat. Stay here on the hands. Or if you want to challenge yourself, go deeper. Reach those hands forward, lower the head. Again, a lot of the work here is pressing into the left foot so that you can really use your strength and flexibility at the same time. We'll go for one more breath. On the exhale, walk the hands back under the shoulders in line with the front foot. We extend the leg all the way back, the right leg. And from there, we're curling the toes under, lifting the right knee up for our lizard lunge, our high lizard lunge. Stay here. Feel free to rock back and forth. Your left knee should still be kind of kissing the left shoulder, so it's not peeling out to the side like that. Staying in line. And from there, we're going to go into our twist. If you feel called to drop the knee first, go for it, just like that. Or go directly into dragonfly twist. You know what we're doing. From here, on the outer edge of both feet, drop those hips, gaze back, and back up to your dragonfly twist. 2 more. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale. Beautiful. All we're going to do is drop the right knee down. That way we can cartwheel up and over. Reverse revolved warrior, supported variation. Deep, deep stretch. Cartwheel up and over. Squaring the front foot. You're going to have to move that foot to the center of the mat. Inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, gently pushing the hips back, extending the front leg if you can. If not, keep a little bend in the knee like this. Just as long as you can, keep your hips over the right knee here and begin to flex and curl those toes towards you. Again, if you'd like to move your hips side to side to get deeper, feel free to do so. Another really great option is walking the hands forward to get deeper into the lower spine. Whatever the case, we're going to stay for one more breath. On the exhale, rebend the front knee, square your front foot, and go ahead, chaturanga, high plank, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. From here, lift the heels, gaze forward, and you're going to walk or hop between the hands, your choice. Just moving to the top of the mat however you'd like. We're going to bring the feet parallel one to another. They don't have to touch. They can stay right under your hips in line with those bones. Bend your knees. Go ahead and grab your elbows and just giving a generous swing side to side. And if it feels right, then eventually extending the legs more and more. Make sure that you're gazing past the knees so that you can fully release the neck. Placing some body weight into the balls of your feet and toes, not just the heels. And then switch the arms. So if you're grabbing your elbows and your left arm is in front of the right, try the other direction. Now, right is in front of the left. Just to change it up. Beautiful. We're going to bend the knees and roll up to standing all the way. Shoulders roll back and down, away from the ears, palms facing forward. All right, we're gonna start a little float and then we'll cool down. So with this flow, we'll start over the left, inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, folding down. This is gonna be where you extend the left leg but bend the right knee. So one leg is bent, the other is straight. Just focus on bending the right knee. Keep your hands down on the mat and release the neck. Stay here. We're going to walk hand over hand over to the right side for a deep stretch. Stay there. Keep bending your knee. And back to center. Gently rising up to standing. Arms overhead. Exhale, back to center. Switching feet. Now left foot is over right. Same thing. Inhale, arms overhead. All you're going to focus on is bending the left knee, folding down. It might be really intense at first. Take your time. Relax the neck. And walking the hands over to the left side this time. Keep bending that left knee. Deep stretch. And back to center, rising up, Samasthiti. Watching those palms touch, exhale, prayer in front of the chest. Now we're gonna bring the feet under your hips, normal standing, Tadasana posture. Inhale, arms overhead. Now we're gonna push the hips forward, bend your elbows for cactus, open the chest, let the head fall back. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from the hips. Gazing past the knees. We'll inhale, extend the spine, gaze forward just for a moment. This is Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands down, Chaturanga. Let's walk or hop towards the back, your choice. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg to the sky. Take a moment here to bend the knee, open the hip, knee to nose, high plank. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the foot fall back. Wild thing. Lifting those hips, pushing the floor away. Oof, deep stretch. And right back up. Three-legged dog. We'll step the foot forward. Drop the back knee just to start. Supported crescent. Placing the hands together overhead, bend your elbows. Go for a little back bend, push into the front heel. And arms reach overhead, lift the back knee. So now we're in this deep crescent pose. We're gonna pivot and plant the back heel for warrior two. So only the right knee is bent, arms extend in front and in back in line with your shoulders. Drop the shoulders if you can away from the ears. We're gonna reverse back with right hand overhead, reverse warrior. Lovely. From here, Skandasana, bending the left knee. You're gonna have to do a little ninja move there. That means we're bending the left knee, right leg is extended. Lower your hands down to the mat and start to walk your hands to the center of the mat. Turn your toes inward. Hips are lifted, legs are fully extended, there's no bend. Deep breath in, extend your spine. Exhale, folding down. If you feel called to reach over for the heels on the outer edge, go for it. It might help for some grip. But the goal here is to place weight onto the balls of your feet once again and to allow the head to drop down towards the mat so we can extend the spine more and more. Inhale, straighten the spine, hands on the mat, and walk over to the right foot. Go for a deep side bend here, a fold towards the leg. And a deeper expression, if you are willing to take it today, is to reach the right hand up, keeping the left bind. And lower down, back to center, walking to the top of the mat, lizard lunge, and Chaturanga Dandasana. Going for our half Vinyasa, which is the Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Left leg reaches up. Bend the knee, open the hip, knee to nose, high plank. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, we're dropping back for a wild thing, lifting up. And hips drop. Three-legged dog all the way up. Stepping forward for supported crescent. Again, arms are overhead. Bend those elbows. Push into the front heel, back bend. And rising up, arms overhead, full crescent. Dropping down into the hips. Before pivoting and planting the back heel, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms back, reverse warrior. This is where we do our ninja moves. So we're gonna adjust, turn the right toes out towards the back of the mat, bend the right knee, squat down. Left toes are lifted up. You can lower your hands down towards the floor, walk yourself towards the middle of the mat, turn those toes inwards, heels out. I like to bring my feet closer together so that my head doesn't touch the floor. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, folding down. Again, you can grab the heels on the outer edge here or walk your hands towards the back, allowing for a deeper expression. Whatever the case, go ahead, shake your head out, release. Inhale, straight spine, hands in the middle. Walk yourself over to the left foot this time. Both hands grasping the left ankle. Feel free to stay there or go for the twist. So left hand opens up towards the sky. Chest is twisted up. And back down to the center. Inhale, straight spine. Walking yourself back to the top of the mat, lizard lunge for a half vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. And we'll drop down, child's pose. Deep breaths. We're just going to go for a little puppy pose. That way we can drop the chest all the way down towards the mat. Go for a deep shoulder stretch. I will move the mic so it's easier for you guys to hear. But the goal is so that your chest can melt down towards the floor. If not, you can stay with the forehead on the mat like that. Otherwise, drop all the way down onto the chest, forehead or chin on the mat so that you can gaze forward. Stay here, deep breaths. One more. And start to uncoil, dropping down, Sphinx pose. From here, Sphinx pose, we're bringing the legs together. Elbows curled in, or not curled, but pulled in towards the rib cage. You're going to push the floor away with the elbows and the palms, the fingers, the hands as a whole, shoulders away from the ears. And this is a great opportunity to roll your head to the right, taking it really slow, dropping the chin down to the left and all the way back. Go ahead, 3 to 5 circles on your own towards each direction. And third one, so that we can switch directions over to the left. Back to center. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale. From here, hands are going to move on the outer edge, so you can lift your elbows up. Seal pose, let the head fall back. If you'd like, you can bend the knees and start to walk your head towards the back. Drop those hips, shoulders away from the ears. And lower down, pushing back, child's pose. We're going to move on to the back for the rest of the class. Sorry for all the noise, trying to get all the sand off the mat. So here we're on our backs. We're going to bring the knees together to touch and towards the chest and start to rock side to side, just massaging your back, releasing any tension you might have stored there. And eventually going for happy baby. If happy baby is tough for you, you can always start out by just grabbing the ankles like this, lifting the feet, or getting deeper by grabbing the big toes with the second and third finger, or maybe even grabbing the outer edges of your feet. The goal is to open up the hips, get a deep stretch in the hamstrings as well. And if you'd like to go with me, I am going to kick my legs out to one side at a time, ninja kicks, gently. Eventually going for a little spinal twist, bringing my knees back to center. It's up to you if you want to keep those knees together like this or wrap left leg over right. No matter what, we're going to extend the arms out to each side. So whether your knees are touching like together or left leg is wrapped over right, those legs are going to drop and fall to the right side. Gaze is going to move to the left. So you want your head to be twisted to the left side. Feel free to close down the eyes if that feels right. Another really nice option is placing a hand over the knees to apply a bit of weight and help those legs get pulled closer to the floor. We'll stay here for 5 full breaths, just allowing the spine and the hips to do their thing naturally with gravity. One more slow breath. On the next inhale, come back to center. We're going to lower the feet down towards the mat. Drop those knees side to side for a little hamstring or thigh and hip stretch. And we'll go for the other side. So once again, you can either keep the knees together like this or wrap the right leg over the left for a deeper expression. No matter what, legs fall to the left, gaze to the right. If you want to place that hand on the knees for a bit more of a challenge, go for it. Five full breaths. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhaling, coming back to center. Release the legs, windshield wipe side to side. And ultimately, in our second to last posture of the day, Supine Baddha, just placing the soles of your feet together and knees splayed apart. Those arms can extend out to each side as they already are, or a hand over the heart and belly. Your choice. Whatever the case, staying here for just 3 breaths, feeling those knees drop down with gravity, the hips opening up. And we'll do one more breath. On the exhale, go ahead, extend the legs all the way. Shavasana, corpse pose. Just allowing gravity to do its work. You can feel your body being pulled down to the ground on this floating piece of rock in outer space. And coming back to your breath just through the nose. Just like at the beginning of class, softening the eyebrows, the forehead, even the eyes and the eyelids, letting that be heavy. Unclenching the jaw, softening any joints in the jaw, separating the teeth. Maybe moving your jaw side to side. We'll take the next 10 to 15 seconds in silence, just staying aware of the breath of the body, but entering a deeper dimension of bliss. Excuse me. If you'd like to stay here longer, you can always pause the video, come back to it later. Otherwise, gently beginning to invite some movement into the fingers, the toes, rolling your wrists, your ankles in one direction and the other. Eventually, same thing with the head, rocking to one side, to the other. Reach those arms overhead, point the toes, big morning stretch. Knees towards your chest, curl in, nose touches the knees. And we'll roll over to one side of our choice. Use your arm as a pillow for fetus pose, reminding us that we can always practice again, we can always start again, we can always be reborn and try anything again. The circle of life. Go ahead. Use your hands to push yourself up to seated. Straight spine to honor your practice. Bring the hands in prayer in front of the chest. The light in me honors that same light in you because we're all the same. Namaste.